Welcome into the Front Room. I'm your host, Rick Kubic, and welcome to the online edition of the Front Room. And this week we're going to be talking about vacations. You like to vacation, right? Everybody likes vacation. I love vacation. There's a difference between vacation and traveling, especially air travel. And you have to admit, air travel today is not what it used to be. Flying used to be luxurious. It used to be nice, and I know things have changed. I understand that. You have to be a little more cautious. I'm just talking about service in general with air travel is horrible, horrendous. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Come on, why don't you join us in the Front Room? Traveling, you like it, you hate it? Check it out, let's go. I have an issue these days traveling, especially by air, just traveling in general.
You don't like to leave the house. Really,
well,
you don't.
I really like the house.
Which is why we're doing the show here.
As you said earlier, we have to change. The biggest problem I have is changing from my daytime pajamas to my nighttime pajamas.
Takes a while to get there, yeah.
I'm stealing your line.
Yes.
Well, we went to Las Vegas because we like it there. We have a few friends there that we often see. We know the ins and outs of Vegas.
We know our way around.
We're not really gamblers. We're not gamblers at all. We don't get comped. I have a whole thing on comping in Las Vegas. The reason we go to Vegas is we like the local scene there. Some of the small, like the tiki bars, and there are a bunch of dive bars that we kind of hit. And we look for the little nooks and crannies.
We go to the local places. We don't go to the main strip anymore at all.
We haven't been on the strip in 10 years plus.
Something
We
like
spend most of our time, we stay at a hotel off Fremont Street, somewhere in that vicinity. Even Fremont Street, and I'm blaming the entrepreneurs or the big shots. It's getting worse and worse. They tore down a good portion of Fremont Street and they're rebuilding it into some big fancy hotel that's going to be 40 stories tall.
They took away our tiny little wonderful casino.
The slot casino, all slots, still with coins.
The Bayou.
It's gone. It's gone, and it's all changing. Just like everything changes. I don't mind change, but sometimes
I do.
Sometimes change is bad because what happens is
you get rid of history.
You get rid of a portion of history. Mm-hmm. Nostalgia is lost, all for the new. But not only that, the prices go up and up and up. And this is what's happening there, as well as here in Northwest Indiana, south side of Chicago. That's where we're broadcasting from. This is Northwest Indiana, about 22 miles from downtown Chicago. So, first of all, the flying process. Since 9/11, these are my little treasures right here.
Your treasures.
Yes, the World Trade Center, and that I purchased this when 9/11 happened.
Yes.
Being an ex-New Yorker, I lived in New York 15 years. I could call myself an ex-New Yorker, but I'm a Chicagoan too because I love Chicago and I love Hammond, Indiana. But the flying process has changed so much from years back. It used to be fun flying. You used to be able to run, be dropped off at the gate, and then just run through with a cigarette dangling from your mouth and your briefcase and attaché carry-ons as you're running through. Hold the plane, flipping your cigarette, having a cocktail, running aboard last minute.
Why did you become British?
I don't know, it just sounded good. Now I feel like
Less British.
I feel.
Now it feels American.
Now I feel like a schmo when I go to the airport. First of all, I get decked out. I like to dress up a little bit, right? You know, I like to wear a little sports jacket.
We are not of the wearing pajamas on an airplane ilk.
I put the suit jacket on, got the Vitalis in the hair comb parted on the side really nicely.
What hair?
And thank you. And you want to look sharp. You go in, and then you have to strip down just to get through security. But first, before you get there, now you can't even, back in the day, fly TWA Pan Am. You used to go up to the counter and say, hey, what's happening? Oh, good morning, sir. Yes, where are you going? Oh, we're going to Las Vegas. So they would sort it all out there at the desk. You show them your passport, wherever you're going, Europe, LA, New York, whatever it be. And it was kind of cool. Oh, you just go to gate 7, you're all cool and groovy, and you walk through. Now you have to go and you have to find the kiosk, the little computer kiosk, because you have to do everything yourself now.
Yes, it's all self-service.
So you got, first of all...
Well, now, you don't have to do it self-service, but then there's like an 8-hour line if you don't want to do self-service.
Right, so you have to go up to the little kiosk, and before you get there, you have to print your little flight information out at home at your cost with your printer, the ink cost. So you print that out, you get there, then you have to go in and you got to insert a credit card into the machine, type in your flight number or your phone number or something.
Or your measurements.
And then it asks you got to go through all these things. To flying, do you want your seats are assigned? You have to assign your own seats.
Do you have any contraband?
Do you have any contraband?
Do you have any pets?
Are you carrying
Were you in the military?
Are you carrying a BIM?
Do you have a urinary tract
yes,
infection?
and all that. Then you get that and it prints out your little baggage thing. Then you got to pay extra for the bag now. Listen, just think one bag. My wife and I carry one bag. I know some people come there, it looks like they're moving cross country with their whole house, plus their cousin's house, plus their aunt's garage remains or whatever. So we come on one bag. It's $30 at most. With most airlines now, it's a $30 extra charge after you get your ticket. So you got to wrap that on. Then from there, close it out. Then you got to get your boarding pass. It gives you your boarding pass. So that's eliminated from somebody's duties at the airlines. So then you have to get in another schmo line and stand there to drop your bag off.
And then they're going to weigh it. Because
then they're going to weigh it.
We saw this happen with a lot of people. Oh, it's a pound over. So you have to open it up in front of everyone and take out what you think is a pound and put it in your carry-on. Question is, isn't it all going on the same plane?
The only thing I could figure out about that is the weight has to be distributed. That's all I'm guessing. But it is ridiculous. We saw many people, people bring all kinds of stuff with them. I don't know why.
Take out a shoe and a toothbrush. How much is a pound?
How much stuff do you have to bring to go away for a week? I have scaled it all back because I've traveled a lot with my previous job. When I was in the music field, I used to travel a lot. And you get less and less and less and less as you travel more and more and more and more. Now, we've seen some people like 3-4 bags. They go, how long are you going to be away? 4 days. What are you changing every 15 minutes? And the biggest thing are shoes. I just bring one pair of slip-ons because now we have to take our shoes off sometimes at the airport. That's another weird thing. And then I just bring one pair of slacks, like dress slacks, and then maybe a pair of shorts, depending where I'm going. Maybe a secondary pair of slacks. Something thin, because I don't want to weigh down the bag. You have to watch that weight, because when you get stuck at the counter, you got to open it, and everything's falling out. We saw the one couple opening it up, and she had a tramp stamp on her ass, too.
She had a tramp stamp, and there was some glitter stuff in her luggage. I was almost, I kind of wanted to look in, and I kind of thought, I don't think I want to know what's in there.
So anyway, you get your bag there. Then you wait. You got to put it on the scale.
Yes.
Which we know. We've learned.
We've been there.
I had to take my boots are size 16, and
we're over by 1 pound. That is one of his boots. That's
probably one of my boots are probably 3 pounds.
But we take out one boot, and I literally carry one boot around.
So we have to carry one boot. Here's the schmo factor again. You look like a doofus at the airport. You can't be cool at the airport anymore.
There is no cool factor.
So you go through this process.
That's why people wear pajamas, because there's no cool factor.
So for me, I'm speaking for myself only. Once you finish that's a whole process right there.
Yes.
That is annoying. So by that time, the annoyance level, I would say, is about...
It's gone up a couple of notches.
45% already, and I didn't even get near the plane.
You didn't even go through security yet.
45% prior to security. So you walk through, you got to find the security check-in. I have to say, this last time was not as bad. I hope it seems like they're sorting out the lines to try and get you through.
And we didn't have to take off our shoes.
This is the oddest thing now. Now we left O'Hare Airport.
Yes.
And we got up there. And I'm wearing I'm trying to make everything simple, because if I bring my boots, that's a big lace job. I got to take my belt off. You got to do this. You got to put your jacket out. I don't bring anything but my phone. I bring our cell phone. People bring all kinds of electronic gizmos. I think they bring their whole office, their work office,
printer,
their boss's thing, the printer, a fax machine.
A defibrillator.
My God, man, scale it back. You're going on vacation. Just take one thing. You're not gonna. If you miss a movie for 3 hours, you're not gonna die. We walk in, so I'm ready to take.
He's ready to bend over.
Take my shoes, my socks. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go nude. We walk in there like, go ahead. There's like nothing, no belt, no keys, anything.
If the rings come back, it was seriously.
We walked through with everything on.
Like they were drunk or stoned and didn't give a shit.
On this trip, from 45% from check-in, now it's only about 50% right now because we got through without taking our shoes off. Not bad. Sometimes when I used to wear all the little, you have your wallet with the chain. I've left the wallet at home. All I do is bring
He stopped wearing the nipple clamps.
2 credit cards, my license, and about $400 in cash is usually what I travel when I leave, unless I need more
Don't
cash.
Don't tell people how much cash you have.
Well, this is generally when I leave.
We're gonna edit this out.
$400 or $500 in cash on the way out. If I need more, I hit one of them their ATM machines. So we get through that, not bad. Now the next annoyance at the airport, and I'm throwing every airport ever invented, ever built, every airport everywhere under the bus, or I should say plane.
Yeah.
The problem with airports these days, why does a little bottle of water cost $4.50? We paid $4.50 for a bottle of water at O'Hare because we just wanted to have a bottle on board because they won't allow you to bring water through TSA. We saw many people just throwing their bottles out. So I wanted water. I know they have water fountains there, and they're good with the water fountains. But on board, sometimes I get a little dry throat when you first board. That's another annoyance level. First boarding the plane.
Him getting a dry throat is an annoyance.
So $4.50, I'm fuming. I'm looking $4.50. So pay the $4.50. Why are prices jacked up? Why are they allowed to jack the prices up at airports? They shouldn't be able to jack the prices up that much. I know you got to make a little money, but don't take us to the cleaners. $4.50 for this little crap bottle of water, and it was worse in some other countries.
Yes.
Oh my God. So that's another thing. And usually O'Hare's not bad with some of the kiosks. They have some good food. They're pretty decent places. But Midway was horrible. They had that Harry Carey's bar, horrible.
With uncooked potatoes.
$18.
Uncooked potatoes.
$18 for breakfast with 16 pounds of raw potatoes. And so $4.50 for the bottled water. From now I'm at 50% annoyance level. Now my annoyance level is 67%, I'd say, with the $4.50 bottle.
Yes.
At least if it was a bottle of water like this, but it was a small one.
Yeah.
So I'm fuming right there. So then you move on, we get to our gate. We said, well, let's go to the gate. We tried to go to Starbucks. I don't know what the hell's going on at Starbucks. The line was from here,
people long.
200 people in line. I'm at 70% just after seeing that line.
The amount of people walking and looking down at their phones. I can't do this. I trip and fall anyway. I'm looking at the ground when I walk so I don't trip. People, we have a photo series we did while we sat and ate our breakfast of everyone walking by staring at their phones.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Every other person is walking. They're like zombies. You're just walking,
it is
staring.
Zombie apocalypse.
Is that GPS? Like, where am I going? Maybe watch what's going around. There might be a terrorist, or there might be some action happening. Watch your life. You're not watching your life go by. You're watching your phone go by. Watch what you're doing. Walk and watch. Look at people. Socialize with people in real time.
I am one of those people when I'm walking down the street in Chicago. If someone's walking toward me and they're looking at their phone, instead of going around them, I'll yell, "Look up!"
So then after seeing that, now my annoyance level is about 75% now. After the Starbucks line, after the bottled water, after TSA, after check-in, and then seeing people look at their phones all the time while they're walking around. Annoyance level high. Now, next thing is we get to the gate. Now, at O'Hare, they've cut back on gate space. Seats near the, when you get to your gate, you used to be able to sit. Now, years back, it wasn't bad because you're running in last minute. Hold the plane, hold it, with the cigarette dangling and the drink and the cocktail spilling and your attaché case and your carry-on little thing. So you're running, and then back then, you didn't have to get there so early, so you could run to the gate, just get on, you're gone. But now they want you there. You got to get there 3 hours early to make sure that you're there so you could spend some more of your cash at the overpriced little sundry stores they have.
News.
And at Hudson News. Then when you get to your gate,
There are no seats.
there are no seats. They got 8. It's like a bus kiosk. You know how a bus kiosk has maybe 10 seats in it? A decent sized bus kiosk. So you got to stand there. Here's the schmo factor again. You pay X amount, you feel like you're going to be traveling. Before, it used to be kind of a luxury to travel. You look good, now you're standing there like a schmo sitting on the ground, and everyone else is sitting on the ground. Do you have a charger? I got to charge my phone. Maybe turn your phone off and leave it till you get to your destination. Then you'll have some juice left in it.
This is again why people probably wear pajamas, because they know they're going to be sitting on the floor.
Annoyance level, 82% now. So then you're waiting for the plane. Now, the people with the extra carry-on luggage. Here's how my wife and I travel. We have one bag between us both. It's relatively a large bag, pretty big bag that goes into what we call luggage compartments. That's what luggage compartments
under the plane.
Yeah. Luggage compartments are there for a reason.
Checked.
Luggage compartments are there because that's where your luggage goes.
Yes.
So then it frees you up. You got some arms, you're walking around,
Because you're going to be sitting there for 4 hours.
Right.
On the floor.
So then we have 2 little carry-on attachés, very small, couple magazines, toothbrush.
They fit under the seat.
Some floss, just in case. A pen, maybe a pen to do our crosswords, things like that. Very small little handbags. Very nice. Very much like not an attaché, but a satchel of sorts. And I swear to God, ours are fairly sporty. Very vintage-looking satchels. That's what we have. People get to the gate, and I'm looking at the guy next to me. I go, did he just bring his whole garage with him on the plane? And people are trying to hide it. No roll-ons. All of a sudden, they're like lifting the wheel and holding it. Their wheels are in plain sight. The wheels are there.
Well, now
and they're trying to sneak by. And the ladies are the flight attendants.
This is what happened on our way to Vegas and on our way home. We were toward the back of the plane, so we're boarding number 7 out of 9, say. And they're at boarding group 4 and saying, we're already out of overhead compartment. So any roller bags need to be checked. Now, keep in mind, these people may have had bags that were going under in the actual luggage compartment. But they were going to be over the poundage, so they took out their shoe or what have you and put it on their carry-on. Now the carry-on is going to be checked into the luggage. What's the difference?
Put it all in one spot.
Why? The other thing is, once we got on, now we don't have to worry about storing our carry-ons because they go under our seat. We have small ones.
They're very small. Carry-on means just that, a carry-on, not a little roller bag. Because that's more weight. That's all your luggage, all your clothing.
It's everything.
And tchotchkes and everything in there. So they want that in storage so they could know what everything weighs and where it goes. Understood. So that's one thing annoying. Then boarding the plane, and I just found this out. I wasn't sure, but I've always wondered. Years back, I just used to wait till the last minute to get on the plane because I'm 6'7". I have problems with seating because even in coach, I'm not going to get a first class seat because I buy off the rack. I buy clothes off the rack. I'm 6'7". I buy shoes from the store, online. I buy slacks off the rack. I should be able to sit in a seat comfortably.
And not have to pay $70 more for egg.
I'm not $700 now. The regular normal size 5'6" dude he just gets on and it's all cool. Mm-hmm. See, now if you're 7 foot or if you have to buy clothes specially made, then you got to go to first class or buy your own seat. What I say to the airlines is just make 6 seats with some space and don't give it to Mickey Rooney. All right, give it to me. The seats where the emergency exits, no, they go to me. The short guy, you getting back. That's the thing.
Because in the past we have had the issue where the short guy got the emergency exit row in front of Rick and then put his seat back.
Oh, I was gonna pull him up by his hair and throw him out the emergency door. That's what I was gonna do. And plus, I know because thanks to Chuck for sending me this info.
Yes.
Problem being is...
Well, we were wondering why they board from the front to the back because...
Now, you go through the front door, that's understandable, but you think they would say, why don't we board all the last row so you could walk in, put all your shit away, and then sit down, and then people come in front and just fill up. No, they do it ass backwards. First class, they're right in front. So that's not bad usually because they're sitting down by the time you get on. Then they do all the people in the front of the plane, and they're trying to fiddle with all their junk there. Oh, put this in there, putting the sink in there. Put it in, and you're trying to get by. So you're waiting for this gal, to put all this crap they're bringing on the plane away. Mm-hmm. So, but as it turns out now that we've heard, if they load the plane all in back, it'll be top heavy and the plane might flip up.
Which you actually mentioned.
Which is weird. You think
you mentioned that would happen, and I said you live in cartoons so much. But you are actually correct on that. So Bugs Bunny did teach you something.
This I did not know. Oh my God! And then the people bring in so much crap. What is with all the electronics they have to bring? I mean, there was one guy sitting there with 4 screens, 2 laptops, a couple tablets, and 3 iPhones, and he's sitting there with headphones on. What are you doing? You know what I do on a plane? This is what I do on a plane. And a lot of people fidget. They get in there like this stuff, moving stuff. You have a little pouch, like a kangaroo pouch.
Yes, in front of you.
And the seat is just wide enough for you. There's nothing to put away, nothing to fidget. People are looking for, trying to keep themselves. You know what I do? I sit down and I watch the seat in front of me for the whole flight. That's it. People close all those little window shades. All of them, I would eliminate the window shades and no reclining seats.
The reclining seats is ridiculous.
Yeah, really comfortable this is. It's either recline or up. If they're going to make them recline and have them go back all the way. But the closing of the little...
windows.
No, they have to stay up because I need to know what the hell's going on out there. All right, when I'm flying, I'm not wearing earplugs. I'm these big noise-canceling earphone. What about if something happens? See, when I'm flying, I'm listening. My ears are, what was that? Is that some sort of mechanical failure? This is what I'm listening for. Problems on the plane. This way, if I hear something, I'm hitting the buzzer and run. I heard something. Tell the pilot right now, get his ass underneath and look what the hell's going on. We're 38,000 feet. I don't feel like a dive bomb right now. As we're boarding, too, I noticed they have this truck. They're loading the plane up with food items. It said gourmet services.
Gates Gourmet.
Gourmet services.
You know what we got? Pretzels.
No, we got that stupid...
Oh, that was on the way home.
That cookie, the worst cookie in the world. What is that? At least, listen... next time the wife and I are flying, I'm gonna buy about 12 bags of Chips Ahoy.
And we're gonna
that should be enough for 180.
There were 180.
There were 180 people on our plane.
We're gonna get 6 boxes of Chips Ahoy and pass them out.
That crap cookie, some freaking stupid British wafer, the European cookie.
It was Bischoff.
Bischoff. The European cookie that goes well with coffee.
No, you know what it should be called?
Plus, they have crap coffee on
You know
that
what it should be called? Bullshit.
Yeah, gourmet services. I go, what are they putting on the plane? Pretzels and that crap cookie? That's it. That's not gourmet coffee.
It's American Airlines. They've got crappy British cookies.
We have to stop right now. A word from our sponsor, Zeenholz. You're in the front room right here.
You feeling a little run down lately? Check out Zeenhold's White Coffee and Amphetamine Cafe. Come in and try to relax where you'll get all hopped up, get all your energy back, and still feel like crap the next day. Make sure you sign up for our Addicts card so you can reap all the bennies Zeenhold's has to offer. Come in this week and receive a free on-the-go vial. So make sure you check out Zeenhold's White Coffee and Amphetamine Cafe with several undisclosed locations. Zeenhold's.